This week's conference is special, well, as always. I've pulled together our weeks of studying, our months of studying the 8 limbs of Ashtanga, and I'd like to bring them all together to say, these studies are really about how we show up and live this one wild, precious life. And we come to our yoga mats, we come to our meditation cushions for enlightenment. Because we are spiritual beings in physical bodies. We're spiritual beings on a physical planet, the blue planet Earth. We need oxygen, we work with gravity. All of these physical things that we know to be our lives and true are meaningless without a sense of our own spirit. And all of you have different ways to speak of spirit, and can even be as simple as understanding our emotions and that we're here to love, we're here to find joy and happiness in life and to care for others is part of the invisible, what I would put in the category of spirit realm. And so yoga becomes a way for us to awaken that spiritual part of us, or to remind us that we're more than just this body, that we're more than just paying rent and driving our cars. We are spiritual beings having an experience in a physical body. So I really looked at some of the teachings, for example, by Thich Nhat Hanh about enlightenment, and I shared some of his quotes about everyday life. Everyday life is enlightenment. It's not that enlightenment is on some other planet, that enlightenment is here on blue planet Earth, and it's here today on this. For me, it's a Monday morning. I'm here at the yoga studio with my dogs and my friends, my students that came in. I'm like, well, enlightenment is here. And I think the more we can use this practice and other practices as a way to come into the light. So the teachings this week have to do with enlightenment being this idea that we are light beings, meaning we bring light into the world through love and kindness and lightness too. When we become more of a light being, we live that light more, we feel less heavy and more light. So those are both two meanings of the word light that have to do with your spirituality, being a bright light for yourself and for others, and also going from that heaviness and moving into that lightness has to do with this path that we're on of enlightenment and how we show up and live that. So I hope you can join me for conference, because there's too much for me to share on this video, but I look at some different maps in spirituality, like the chakras, and in the Taoist system, the Feng Shui system, the Bagua, and to look at these beautiful maps as ways we can understand our lives through love, through relationship, through abundance, through family. And as we start to understand these arenas in our life, we can also look at how do we bring enlightenment to our lives through these different ways of being, these different parts of our lives, if you will. So I give you seven suggestions, and they're not limited to these 7, but these are like Diana's top 7 ways to enlightenment, to use these different beautiful practices as a way to show up in just how you're living the precious moments of your life with joy and happiness and light, and bringing light to others.